Well, it's Monday. You know what Monday means? One of my favorite days of the week. All right, not Monday itself, but because we're doing Flashback Monday. This happens to be 12, 18, 24 maybe? I'll have to double check. This might be the 24th Flashback Monday. I'll have to double check. And this magazine is still valid today as it was 20 years ago. You can still find authors to read. This is the DeLouise book series. Please hit the like and subscribe. I'm Christina, K-R-S-T-I-N-A. At the time of this recording, I have lost 5 subscribers. I could use a few. At this point, I might never make it to 200, or hell, even 1,000. That could take about 10 or 20 years for me. We'll see what happens. And if I'm still alive at that point. I hope I am, but who knows. So, hello. Where was it? Oh, yes. I did a if then, so you'll have to check that out. I've been doing if thens on Fridays along with Star Trek Next Generation Fridays. And I did a comparison between all the magazines, the New York Review, the Publishers Weekly, Mystery Scene, and a book page and bookmark. And I realized why I like this one so much, because this one has magazines and books in it that I will read, that the average person will read. The historical romances, mystery romances, suspense, inspirational, harlequins. None of the other magazines cover the books that I will read. There's a couple of them that just cover literature magazines. I do not read literature magazines for relaxation and fun. I read Regencies or mysteries or paranormals, but I do not read literacy. And a lot of them do literacy or popular mainstream. I'm not a mainstream person. So there's that too. So we are doing, and as I've said before, I gave away quite a few books during COVID, and I'm really upset with myself that I did that. I gave a whole bunch to an orphanage, my Nancy Drews, Trixie Beldens, but all those Bobbsey twins, and some others. But then I gave to thrift stores and other organizations, and I'm sorry I did that because I gave away some childhood favorites. So I'm going around to the stores again, trying to buy them back. And we'll see how successful I am. I'm looking for Alan Dean Foster's Spellsinger, Jim Butcher's series, and there was one other, Brian Lumley, his series, and Alan Dean Foster, or did it right? There was one other one. Oh, L.A. Banks, the vampire series. I'm really upset that I gave that away. I never should have given those away. I was trying to make room for some other stuff, and now that I've gotten rid of the other stuff, I've got the room back again. So we'll see what happens. So this magazine is still, if you pick this up off the shelf, you would still be able to go through this and find authors that you recognize and know from today. You would still be able to find books today. They might be e-versions, because apparently, and I just read this article the other day that, are you doing this because Casanova's here? Casanova, you poor puppy. Come over here. I know, you won't come over here with the girl here. My other co-host, my original co-host, well, not my original, well, second co-host, is hiding behind the computer because the queen's here. And he won't come near the queen. So he's just going to sit there and watch. So, anyways, and I thought I had these books, and I went ballistic when I discovered I didn't have them. And I don't know what happened to them. and I'm really ticked off at myself, so I'm looking for these too. I'm looking for the Elizabeth Boyle books. I had them. I don't know where they went. I don't remember giving them away, but apparently I did because they're not on the shelves. They're in my inventory, but they're not on my shelves. Also, some other books, the Jennifer Feather books. We're doing a whole thing on Brenda Jackson. She's still a good author today. You can still find her books and read her books today. How does a career in customer service for an insurance company prepare you for life as a romance author? As Brenda Jackson explains, both professions need consumers to keep buying their product, and consumers demand satisfaction. Some writers say, I'm going to write what I want to write. No, you need to listen to your readers, says the former State Farm insurance manager who retired from the company in 2008 after 37 years and now devotes herself full-time to writing, publishing, and a myriad of other projects. I promised my readers with my very first book that I would always try to deliver a product that would make them smile in the end. That she has. Between reissues and new titles, Jackson's 56 is releasing 13 books from various publishers in 2009. This is the summer alone. There's Taste of Passion, Intimate Seduction, One Night with the Wealthy Rancher, and look for a new Kimmy romance, Bachelor Untamed, in October in her Westmoreland family series, Westmoreland Way. In November, it's the Seasons for Romance holiday anthology of 4 stories featuring characters from previous books from Jackson's own venue. Why did Jackson, who still makes the time to personally respond to her readers' emails, extend her horizons from author to publisher? To keep her customers satisfied, of course. You have all these secondary characters in a book, and some of them you don't ever intend to develop beyond the book. But the readers don't care, she explains. They want everybody to be somebody. They want to know Uncle Joe and the girl down the street. It's not enough of a story to take Harlequin or whomever. Publishers have guidelines, and you have so many pages, but what matters, I have a venue. So it's just, there's a little, yeah, she's not one of them. The Taste of Passion. The arena suddenly quiet, and Mackenzie watched as the gate flew up and Steer was released. Seconds later, Luke, riding expertly and skillfully, was right on its tail. In less than 3 heart-stopping seconds, Luke was off his horse and his rope in his hand. Dirt and dust flew everywhere, but it was evident who was in control. Before anyone could bat an eye, Luke had the steer on the ground and efficiently roped. When he began walking away, the people in the stands broke into cheers, whistles, and applause. Luke hadn't made it back to the chute when the judges posted their scores. There was no doubt he was the winner. The crowd went wild, and the announcer's voice beckoned Luke to come back into the field to take a bow. Then suddenly everything got quiet, and Mackenzie saw why. Behind Luke, a chute gate flew open, and out toward the most ferocious-looking bull Mackenzie had ever seen. A stream caught in her throat as she watched everyone go into action to stop the bull, which was headed right in Luke's direction. Clowns tried doing everything they could to distract the bull, and some got more than they bargained for, when the animal's horned head sent a number of them flying. From where Mackenzie sat, it wasn't apparent whether Luke had managed to jump out of the way before the bull could charge him. All she saw was that a number of cowboys had finally gotten the bull under control and were returning him to the pen. But Luke was lying flat on the ground, unmoving. Paramedics were rushing out on the field with a stretcher. While fear of the unknown gripped the suddenly hushed crowd, Mackenzie whispered his name out loud, Luke. And then she sprang from her seat, drew her legs over the rail, and was running down the stands toward the fallen cowboy. Aww. And I love this. I have quite a few of these. I was going to pull them, but decided not to. They're over there. But decoding book covers. We'll have to do a day on those. That is awesome. This was so interesting. You really can judge a book by its cover. Walk among the shelves in any bookstore and many pages will assail you. Tattoos galore, puppies, wolves, literally ripped bodice, but upon closer inspection, a lot of these covers are very similar to one another. What does it all mean? RT went to the experts and booksellers and publishers to find out. With covers, publishers try to convey certain things to readers, to give you cues so that you know what you're in for in a very short amount of time. You have 3 seconds to throw the lure in the river and catch the fish. Kensington creative director, and those 3 seconds are critical important to the success of the book. It's the biggest selling tool that we have. If the cover is not appealing, I'll overlook it. Borders buyer Sue Grimshaw states. So the challenge becomes to create an interesting cover that will catch the reader's interest and portray what kind of story the book contains in 3 seconds. Although readers may not realize it, there are certain non-verbal cues on book covers that convey the information. This is still valid today. It's still very interesting today, as this magazine was. So they've got historical fiction, historical romance, paranormal, and I've got these over there. I've got the Carrie Vaughn, the Rochelle Mead. I used to have Alyssa Day. She's a local author for me, who sees vampires under the ocean floor. I do not know, but that's what she did. And then they want you to identify the covers, a little puzzle for you, a little author puzzle for you. This magazine is so good. Oh, so then we have this guy that you've probably heard of quite often, and Mr. Baldacci. He writes a couple of different series. I don't know how is that better. He's got the political Stone series, right? And then he's got the series. Well, I've read that one, but this is my favorite, Maxwell and King. So a couple. Well, they're not a couple, but they come from different aspects of the FBI and stuff like that, and they do detective work. And I like detective books, and we will go after that when we do our If Then Detective series. But this is the whole article from Mr. Balducci, and Mr. Balducci is still current today. He's still writing today, so you can get to know him in this article, and then maybe go out and buy some of his books. Jersey Garlock, still writing. So let's get started. Oh, Harlequins, please check out. Oh, co-host, come here, co-host. Come here, come here, come here, come here. I will save you from the wicked girl. Here's my co-host, the original boy. Now, you might want to go the other way. Go the other way around the couch, because if you go behind me, she's going to kill you. So how's it going? Why don't you go this way? Go that way. Go around the couch. Because if you come this way, she's going to kill you. Smoke. So, we just did a whole thing on Harlequins. Lone Wolf series. Sebastian and Carly's My 3 Lone Wolves titles came out with Silhouette Desire in 1998. Oh, this will be good for my werewolf series. So we'll have to see. So, shall we get to it? I try to do, oh, here's a lady I know quite often. Betty Maycomer. Her books still we still sell dozens of her books daily. They come through the shop. The adult situation books. New author spotlight. Moonlight and Diamonds by Lydia Storm. The world's greatest jewel thief has assembled in pursuit of the cursed Hope Diamond. In Over Ahead by Judy Fennell. When Erica awakens underwater and sees a merman named Rio, she thinks she's in hell. But when the Oceanic Council demands she and Rio retrieve stolen diamonds from a sea monster, she knows she is. Beyond the Quiet, Brenda Hill shares one woman's struggle through loss, betrayal, and bitterness. Assisting in Love, Gina Saunders intrigues Alan Capelli when he realizes she's more than he's bargained for, and a kiss while rehearsing line creates conflict in their working relationship. New author spotlight. So what do you think? Have you read those? Or go through Amazon and go get some? And these still go on, I believe. But these used to be the highlight of the magazine, the book lovers convention. So, all right. This magazine does their books in categories. Pink is historical romance, and red is inspirational, and blue, mainstream fiction. Assorted purple is teen fiction. You don't see those other books doing those, do you? Science fiction fantasy, green. Mystery suspense, blue. Contemporary romance, green. My favorite, paranormal, purple. Harlequin in orange. And erotica in another shade of purple. So let's start with our historicals. So let's see. Here we go. Alyssa James, Duchess of Mine, got 4.5 stars. James' desperate Duchess have captured readers' hearts and imaginations. Perhaps none so much as Gemma, the Duchess of Beaumont. It's a joy to see this master chess player caught in a high-stakes game of love, where one false move means you lose your heart. James is clever and witty and writes with style and grace. She also touches readers on many levels, making them believe in the power of love to overcome any obstacle and make the world a better place. For 9 years, Gemma, the Duchess of Beaumont, has lived a seemingly carefree existence on the continent, while her husband Elijah builds his political career. Few know why she fled on her wedding night, and most believe the rumors of her scandalous affairs. Now Elijah needs an heir and summons Jenna home to do her wifely duty. She's shocked by her immediate sensual reaction to Elijah and wonders what happened if they were to rebuild their marriage. So Gemma sets out to seduce her husband, allowing their mature passions to lead them on a sensual journey to love. But there's a shadow over their happiness, and Jenna will have to work to keep Elijah and her newfound love. Okay. Mary Balough. Seducing an Angel. 4.5 stars. Each and every Balough book is a joyous gift to readers. No one is the same as any other, but like this fourth book in the Huxtable Quintet, each is uplifting, compelling, and unforgettable. Her originality, powerful emotional plots, and character development make this a page-turner and will keep Balough on your shelf forever. She's still on my shelf. Cassandra Belmont, Lady Paget, is thrown out of a home, virtually destitute upon her husband's death. The beautiful widow attempts to seduce Stephen Huxtable, Earl of Merton, at the London ball in hopes of becoming her protector. Although attracted to Cassandra, Stephen recognizes this as a desperate act. He sees her fear and distaste in men in her every move. He takes her as his mistress but minimizes her sexual involvement and treats her as a treasured friend. But even when he falls deeply in love with her, he slowly woos her, managing to revive her desire for life and passion. Eventually, she surrenders herself to Stephen's all-encompassing love. Sabrina Jeffries, Don't Bargain with the Devil. 4.5 stars. The school for heiress is trouble as Jeffries delivers. Jeffries delivers an irresistible love story with a bad boy hero, an intrepid heroine, and just the right amount of mystery to pique readers' interest and deftly hold them under her spell. When renowned illusionist Diego Montiel makes it known that he wants to buy the property adjacent to the school and turn it into a pleasure garden, teacher Lucinda Sutton is determined to stop him. Even if the handsome and charming Diego's agenda isn't to buy the estate but to discover if Lucinda is really the granddaughter of a wealthy Spanish nobleman. If he can return the missing heiress to her family, he can reclaim his family's reputation, lands, and title. But first he must ensure her identity to locating the telltale birthmark on her body. Seducing Lucinda may be part of his plan, but falling in love with the outspoken Miss is not going to help him sweep her away to Spain untouched. As everyone attempts to stop Diego, he works his magic on them, only to get caught by his own tricks. Can he betray Lucinda's trust and love? What will happen when they reach her family in Spain? Interesting. These were good books. I'm a series reader, so I would buy all of them. I would buy the entire series. I still buy the entire series. It's just me. My Mallory author, if you watched the if you like Julia Quinn Bridgerton's, then you might like Joanna Lindsay's Mallory's, Catherine Coulter Sherbrooke's, and Mary Baylow's Huxtables, and Bedouin series. So you have all those. This is a non-Mallory book. She did write a few of those, and it always pissed me off because I always wanted a Mallory book. So where is it? Let's see here. 4 stars. Lindsay takes a breather from her Mallory series with this tale of Victorian palace intrigue and simmering passion disguised behind a love-hate relationship. Despite the leisure start and copious details of court life, the story takes off and sustains its pace with Lindsay's signature verbal repartee. Battle of Wills, it will hold fans' attention till the end. Queen Victoria is expecting a child when Rebecca Marshall enters her court as a queen's maid. Behind the palace walls, intrigue is a game, and the silent battle between Lady Sarah and her nemesis Nigel Jennings thrusts her together with her childhood angel Rupert St. John. As one of Nigel's spies, Rupert is to ferret out the maid's secrets, and when Lady Sarah recruits Rebecca to undercover Nigel's latest intrigue, they are trapped in a gambit of lies and deception that leads straight to a night of passion. In the morning, distrust and misunderstanding take the place of love. They're sent on an unexpected mission to France where Rebecca's pregnancy forces them to marry. Even if things didn't start out like a fairy tale, if Rupert can convince Rebecca of his trust and she can gain his faith, they have a chance at happiness. Let's see. Where's my 49 and hey, Nicole Cormick. 4 stars. The Confessions of a Duchess. With secrets, guilt, murder, and a touch of mayhem, the K.P.O. Cormick pens an emotionally charged story that tells How a love lost and then found can heal a wounded heart. When Sir Montague Fortune invokes the ancient law requiring all unmarried women of Fortune's folly to marry or pay a tax, the women band together to foil his plans. At the front of this little band is Laura Cole, the impoverished Dowager Duchess of Cole. Dexter Anthother is sent to the town to investigate a murder and ordered to find a wealthy wife. In a quiet town filled with fortune hunters, he finds Laura, who 4 years ago turned him away after they spent one passionate night together. They cannot ignore the passion pull between them and soon become lovers. When he proposes, she declines, for she holds a secret that, if discovered, would destroy their new love. I wonder if that night of passion produced a child. What do you think? Let's see. My baby sound asleep. Bloody Good, Georgia Evans. 4 stars. 1940 fictional English village in Surrey. This new trilogy would thrill mystery, paranormal, historical fans alike. Perfect for readers needing a change of scene. Evans' Ramp is set in England circa World War II. Readers will cheer for Peter as he falls head over heels for the cautious Alice. Although Evans packs this title with a lot of action, she perfectly sets the tone for the series to follow. Alice definitely needs a hand keeping all of her patients healthy in her small English hamlet. So when soon-to-be veterinarian Peter is assigned to the job, Alice must put aside her objections to working with a conscientious objector. Peter soon wins Alice's heart with his strong ethic and acceptance of Alex's eccentric family. But when the group discovers that vampires are working as Nazi agents, only Peter's love can help Alice unlock her own special heritage. Interesting. You okay there, Missy? Okay. Um. Uh, This is another author. I had all her books, and they seem to have mysteriously disappeared. We will get them back. I've got two so far back. If He's Wicked, 4 stars. This superbly talented Howell never disappoints, and the first book in her new series is no exception. It's filled with mystery, passion, and laughs, and contains paranormal elements such as visions and mind reading. Her characters really breathe at the page, and you'll be fully invested in their stories. Chloe Werlock has visions, and when she meets Julian Kenwood, the Earl of Collinsmore, she realizes he's in danger. Someone wants Julian dead, and Chloe and her cousin Leo endeavor to save him, force himself, and from those who wish him harm. Things get complicated when Julian and Cleo begin to care for each other and are caught in a compromising situation. They cannot marry until his enemies and his wife are dealt with. As the danger increases, the lovers are tested to find their way to happiness. Interesting. Okay. Let's move on to inspirational. Um, A Dream to Call My Own, 4 stars. In this conclusion to the Brides of Gatlin County trilogy, the characters are well balanced and well thought out. The story includes the right amount of faith, hope, romance, and laughter. Lucy Gatlin feels as if she failed since she hasn't found her father's killer and brought closure to everyone who craves something. She just can't figure out what. Dave Shepard, the deputy sheriff, is also frustrated. He hasn't been able to find out who killed George Galen. Tensions crackles when he's around Lucy. Could this be love? Do one more. Bayou, Blood Bayou. Karen Young, 4 stars. Young's first Christian fiction novel is engrossing and thrilling. The flawed but redeemable characters and creepy Bayou setting keep the story flowing. Quickly through most of the tale, those who enjoy great mystery full of twists won't be disappointed. Camille St. James is champion of those wrongfully convicted of crimes, successfully advocates for the release of Chester Pelham, a death row inmate. After he's free, another murder takes place in Chester's small town, and he's found covered in blood. Camille must investigate to save Chester and her career. One thing standing in her way is her ex-husband Jack, once a drunk and now a minister. Camille and Jack join forces to discover the truth. Interesting. Alright. Mainstream fiction. Fern Michaels. Under the Radar. Michael shakes up the Sisterhood series in this new outing, and it's all for the better. Charles, their mentor, is abruptly called away, and the women have to fend for themselves from start to finish on their latest mission. It not only empowers them, but further cements their bonds. With all their old friends involved and a plot that centers around a topic that's front page news, the series feels as fresh as ever. After their latest mission, the women of the Sisterhood are hoping for some rest and relaxation. But a short time later, they learn that their mentor Charles is climbing into a helicopter with only a cryptic note left behind. With no time to digest what's happening, the women receive a call from retired Judge Pearl Barnes, who runs an underground railroad that helps abused and displaced women. She's just rescued 14 pregnant strangers from a polygamous act and needs the Sisterhood help to keep them safe. For the first time, the Sisterhood will have to go it alone. Okay, romantic suspense. Colleen Chamberlain. Wait, where'd it go? All right, now I'm lost. Well, I got that one wrong. Oh, okay. Here you go. I found it. Diane Chamberlain. 3 stars. Secrets Left Behind. Chamberlain's follow-up Before the Storm has some solid characters and affecting scenes, but it covers a lot of the same ground, albeit from different perspectives. Alternating chapters feature the first-person point of view of Keith, Maggie, and her brother Andy, as well as filled in the tangled history of their family in journals by Keith's missing mother. The sudden disappearance of Sarah Weston is a mystery to her 17-year-old son, Keith. A survivor of an arson fire, Keith is still healing, and in Sarah's absence, he must face the challenge and the situation alone. The release of his half-sister Maggie from prison, Maggie, who was partially responsible for the fire, is the handiest target for Keith's rage. What's going on with you, Missy? They may have to take you to the doctor. We may have to take her to the doctor. So that's that. I'm just gonna read the. I don't have a picture for this one. Brandon Sanderson, Warbreaker, 4.5 stars. This highly readable and compelling standing-alone volume for the acclaimed author of Mistborn trilogy is, as is to be expected, the world building is superb, utilizing a thoroughly thought-out system of magic and religion. Betrothed and birth to God King of Halloran, Vienna has spent her entire life in training to accomplish her task. So she's thoroughly shocked when her father sends her youngest sister Suri to marry Subran instead. Following her sister to Halloran, Vienna falls in with a group who may not be quite what they seem. In the meantime, Suri is also discovering that her Subran is not what she's been led to expect either. Romantic suspense. Karen Harper, deep down. I'm not doing very well today. Let's see. 4 stars. A strong plot, a pair of well-written characters, and a generally spooky atmosphere add up to yet another sterling effort from Harper. Fast-paced and absorbing, this one will keep readers turning the pages into the night. Jess Lockwood is shocked to get a call from the sheriff of her hometown, Deeptown, Kentucky, informing her that her mother is missing, especially since Jess once loved the man who made that call. Drew Webb. When Mariah disappeared, she was counting sang, the endangered wild ginseng found in the woods surrounding the town. Several suspects come to light even before Mariah's fate is known, all related in some way to the rare plant. Learning the truth is something Jess and Drew are determined to do, even though it's increasingly obvious that danger lurks in deep down. And all right, this one here, I don't know. Colleen Thompson. Beneath Bone Lake, 4 stars. Gripping and engaging from the very first page, Thompson's novel demonstrates why she's a master of suspense and mystery. The author weaves a well-plotted tale of corruption, horror, violence, and the kind of enduring love formed by an impenetrable bond of trust. Ruby Monroe has spent the past year in Iraq, where she saw and experienced horrors no one should have to witness. Anticipating a homecoming with her sister and her young daughter, she instead finds her home has been turned into a meth lab and her daughter and sister have vanished. To find them, Ruby turns to the only man she can trust, Sexy Sam McCoy, a man with a bad reputation and a past with the law. Every fiber in Sam's being tells him to run from Ruby and her troubles. He's had a lifetime of experience with the law, and he's sure that getting involved with Ruby will only end badly for him. Still, he can't let her deal with the corruption, kidnappers, drug dealers, and assassins on her own. Colleen Thompson. All right. Mystery. Roadside Crosses, 4.5 stars. Deaver always gets it right, and this chilling new installment in the Catherine Dance series is no exception. The line between the virtual world and reality is blurred. As online events extract a price in real world, you'll be compelling to log onto the internet to check out the blog that contains information relevant to the crimes reported in this book. It's an effective and fascinating marriage of medium. As Dance explores the clues, the story rushes ahead of outbreak at breakneck speed, taking readers along for a breathtaking ride. A trooper spots a cross at the side of the road, a memorial probably, but it's dated tomorrow. Odd. The next day, a teenager is abducted and left to die, and investigator Caitlin Dance gets the case. Is the perp kid who was involved in an auto accident that killed 2 girls? When charges were brought against him, he was dissed as an online blog, and comments become increasingly vitriolic. So we'll see that. Catherine Coulter, Knockout. FBI, and we will be doing this series. As soon as we finish the Patterson series, we will be doing this series. And I'm also very, very sad to learn that Catherine is no longer going to be writing the Sherlock and Savick series. She's giving them a rest for a while. So I was very, very sad to hear that. But we will read all of these in order after we do Patterson. So we will be seeing this one again. So 4.5 stars. Crack FBI teams Savick and Sherlock venture further into the paranormal and best-selling Catherine Coulter's new offering. Although Savick and Sherlock are the linchpins of this long-running series, most of the drama centers on new characters. Dual storylines keep the protagonist hopping as viewpoint shifts back and forth. With villains capable of mind-blowing psychic manipulations, the story has truly creepy edge. After seeing her uncles and grandmother burying murdered bodies, a frightened 7-year-old Autumn Bachman reaches out and telepathically to the FBI she recently saw on TV. Awakened from sleep by a voice in his head, FBI agent Dylan Savage realizes he's communicating with a young girl on the run from deadly danger. According to Autumn, her uncle Blessed has the ability to take over people's minds and force them to commit acts, even suicide. Check that out. Mercy Stewart, 4.5 stars. The Mercy Street Foundation, a firm specializing in cold cases, investigates its second assignment when it looks into the disappearance of a college student. An intriguing mystery, a cold-blooded murder, and even a touch of romance add up to hours very well spent in this first-rate mystery. When the powerful drug lord, father of adopted 4-year-old daughter Chloe, decides he wants his child, Officer Ann Nolan's only option is to change her name and flee. With help from her police chief best friend, Ann becomes Emmy Caldwell and takes up position of the Mercy Street Foundation. She's handed the case of missing college student Belinda Hudson, whose uncle Nick Perone is desperate to find her. Emmy discovers that Belinda was searching for her roots, a journey that led her to a fertility clinic. I think one more. Lisa Gardner, The Neighbor, 4.5 stars. Master storyteller Gardner really outdoes herself with her latest puzzle. Since the story is told from the vantage point of various main characters, exactly what's going on remains cleverly shrouded. All of the characters love secrets and scars on their souls, and it's what they do in a crisis that makes them intensely thought-provoking and somewhat creepy. Reporter Jason Jones becomes home in the middle of the night to discover his 4-year-old daughter Ree home alone. His wife Sandy and their cat are missing. Sergeant D.D. Warren is suspicious of this secretive household and tags the husband as the prime suspect, but an unregistered sex offender lives just doors down, so he could be involved. Little Ray saw something, but her protective father seems to be trying to stymie the investigation. Nothing about this case or the people involved quite adds up. Let's see. Alright. Let's do one. Contemporary romance. Now, I am not a contemporary romance reader, as you all know. But we will do Miss Jackson's. 4.5 stars, Taste of Passion. It's the one here on the cover. Here. Was it featured in here somewhere? Yes. All right. And there. The Medeiros clan is back, and as always, it's a welcome return. Jackson makes the connection between her hero and heroine seamless, and even though you know what's coming, it's not forced. The love scenes are beautifully written, and longtime fans will be delighted to see familiar characters again. After being injured following a rodeo event, Luke Medeiros asks attorney Mackenzie Sheffield if he can recuperate at her ranch, lest he be at the mercy of his grandmother and great-grandmother. As much as he loves these ladies, being smothered is not simply in his plans. And he falls in love. Alright. Let's move on to paranormal. Ashes of Midnight. Cassidy has created a hilarious lead in Ashes of Midnight, 4.5 stars. The 6th installment of Adrian's Smoking Hot series focuses not on one of the Order's breed warriors, but on a vengeance-obsessed ally. Besides pushing major plotlines forward, this also is a story about second chances. The discovery of his slaughtered family pushes Darkhaven vampire Andreas Riken into a quest for vengeance. Andreas learns that his old enemy William Roth is behind the slaughter, and his mythology begins eliminating all who participated in the massacre. Unlike other vampires, when Andreas is changed, he becomes a literal torch of fiery death. Determined to kill Roth, he comes face to face with Claire, his lost love and the breedmate Roth stole from him. Claire is horrified to learn of her estranged husband's actions. However, killing Andreas may be only the tip of the iceberg of Roth's evil. As you know, I'm an audiobook fan. Undead and Unwelcome. 4 stars. The tone is decidedly more somber, yet still outrageously wacky in the latest chapter of Davison's long-running Undead series. This book's focus split between the first-person musing of both Queen Betsy and her pal Dr. Mark Spangler as they face trouble on different fronts. In the aftermath of the whirlwind Antonia's murder while saving Queen Betsy, Betsy and Sinclair plan to accompany Antonia's body back to New England, where the Windham Pack is based. Because Antonia died with vampires, the Werewolf Council wants a full explanation. A guilt-stricken Betsy hopes the best, but Sinclair fears a vampire-werewolf war could be in the making. Red Kiss, DEIDRE Knight. 4 stars. Gods, demons, and Spartans go at it again in Book 2 of the Searing Gods of Midnight series. Knight's expertise at combining sensual and pulse-pounding action is on full display. Make room for another knight on your keeper shelf. In the previous battle, when the immortal Spartan warriors broke with their gods Ares, warrior and slave river Cassandros was trapped in his dagger form and tossed in the sea. Despite desperate searching, the Spartans have unable to find him. Months later, River is discovered by Emma Lowry in danger of losing his soul. River manages to mentally call a physically psychic gifted Emma. Emma's blood frees River, but he fears he will endanger her with his berserker curse. Interesting. Now, I went bonkers looking for this book. I do not have a picture of it, unfortunately. But I will talk about it. I have so many of these books, and I was totally, absolutely positive I had this book, and then I couldn't find it. So I do not have a picture of it, sorry. The Awakening, Kelly Armstrong. Round 2 of Armstrong's Darkest Powers trilogy continues. Following the first-person exploits of teenager necromancer Chloe Saunders, the escape thriller takes gifty action and supernatural danger to new heights as Chloe and company run for their lives. Although her friends Sorcerer Simon and Werewolf Decker managed to avoid capture, Chloe and Ray were betrayed by Chloe's Aunt Lauren and are once again prisoners of the sinister Edison group. Chloe's powers as necromancer are growing as she's able to be in contact with murdered fellow student Liz. Supernaturally, when Chloe tries to escape this time, it's Tony's whose murder on the Edison primary who help get her away and reunite with Simon and Derek. The teens are now on the run, hunted by an organization that she fears wants to control them. Yes, ma'am. Come here. All right. Demons Not Included, Cheyenne McCrae. 4.5 stars. The hot new Night Tracker series promises plenty of thrills and chills. McCrae does an excellent job of establishing this world and its host of intriguing characters. The action is fast and furious, and the danger escalating. Add some sexy sizzle, and you have another patented McKay gem. When it comes to solving supernatural crime by day, Nyx and her human partner Olivia are tops. By night, when her dark elf side emerges, Nyx works for Rodan as an elite demon tracker. When one of Nyx's fellow trackers is killed, a human police liaison goes missing. Nyx suspects something serious is going down. She will have to investigate. My lady. I didn't get the audio, but the audio is up there. That entire top shelf is my lady. Are there certain authors that you buy just because they've got a book out? She's one of them. 4 stars. This book that loyal Anita Blake fans have been waiting for, though series newcomers may be a bit confused. Hamilton takes Anita back to her crime-solving days, sans the overabundance of metaphysical sex in a storyline that's fast-paced. After a vampire serial killer, Anita tends an unmistakable challenge. She travels to Las Vegas to help track him down. The vampire community is not the only threat facing Anita in Sin City. Were-tigers rule the day, and their queen wants to control Anita's long enough for her to wed the queen's son. And Edward is in this too. This is the Edward book. I was quite disappointed. There's like 10 Michelle Reed books over there, and this one is not there. And I was like, what the F? Where to go? Succubus Heat. Mead's Succubus series continues with more drama and intrigue among the dentists in Seattle. It got 3 stars. Good-hearted succubus Georgiana doesn't know whom to trust when she can't get any straight answers and is nudged in a different direction by various immortals. A wacko saintist cult is staging weird events, and Jerome, the archdemon, has disappeared and triggering the lapse of immortal abilities of all his underlings. You have to back up here. I skipped a few. Yes, ma'am. I know it's here because I pulled the book. And then why did I pull the book? Could it be they put a... Let me go back and look here. No. So why isn't it... I pulled this for some reason. Alright. No. Let's do this other one. how many stars did she give? 4.5. So she's got to be. Is there another? Okay. Street Magic, Caitlin Kittredge. 4.5 stars. Proving she has talent to spare, Kittredge launches a eerie new series. London set on the streets of atmospheric and filled with gritty realism, this tale mixes kidnapping with hard-edged magic. The novel crackles with conflict and perilous magic. Yeah. Bing, 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 bing. Come here, come here, come here, come here. Ah, every video that clock goes off. Every single video. For the past 12 years, Detective Inspector Pete Caldot believed that the sexy and irreverent mage Jack Winter died in a spirit summoning gone wrong terribly. Jack asked for Pete's 16-year-old son assistance that night, and she watched his spirit kill him. Now Pete is working a child kidnapping case when a tip leads her to still alive Jack. Interesting. Alright, so I pulled this out for some reason, and I can't figure out why. Unless I wouldn't. It is. Okay. Alright. So we have a couple of eroticers. Ones that are left that I didn't ditch. Maya Banks, Sweet Temptation. This is not for the faint of heart. 4.5 stars. Having read several books by Banks, including series starter Sweet Surrender, I expected a well-written story. What I got surpassed all my expectations. Incredibly intense and complex characters, delicious conflict, and explosive sex scenes that fairly melt the print off the page. For years, Serena James has run a Fantasy Incorporated, a company that caters to fulfilling other people's dreams. Now it's her turn, only her dreams are more risque. She wants a man to dominate her completely, and Damon Roche, the owner of the BDSM club, is just the man. See to that. I do not know why. I do not know why this ended up in the. It's vampire. It's vampire. But apparently there's lots of sex in it too, so it ended up in erotica. 4 stars. Holly has created unique vampires with her shape-shifting uppers. Edmund Fitzclare has a big secret that he doesn't want anyone to know, not especially his adoptive family of orphans or the beautiful Estelle, his daughter's best friend. He's an upper and trying to make uppers pass through good deeds. Estelle Beringer has secrets of her own. After she's struck by lightning, she gains strange powers and abilities, but a vampire war is about to start in London. We'll see. The final book, Blood Deep. This new chapter in the Blood Red and Blood Rose world is a must-read for fans of the series. The sex is imaginative considering the constraints Paige has faced and the harem. Fortunately, the two hunky superheroes are more than enough to challenge. Readers may be disappointed that the novel furthers the stories of characters from other books in the series as often as it does. Miranda has a rare gift, the ability to restore souls to the dead. Unfortunately, a rogue member of the Royal Society of the Investigation of Mysterious Phenomena is convinced her gift is evil and wants to destroy her. Interesting. Good cover, though. So if you were in the bookstore and you saw this cover, would you buy it? Of this 3 seconds thing. And we'll just put this up. Diana Parma. These are still books you can go get today. And we will do, I don't have a picture. I'm just going to randomly choose one, or if I see if this is in here. Silhouette Nocturne. Let's see. Did you know there were so many silhouettes? Every Harlequin is different. One is for regular romance. One is for if you want a fireman or doctor or lawyer or something like that. One is if you want a rich guy mystery. It's one if you want a cowboy mystery. Isn't that amazing that there are all these different kinds? So this is covered. So let's see. Silhouette nocturne. Please do not forget to check out my Harlequin If Then series. I named all the best ones for 2008. So here we go. Here we'll do this one because it's picture. Here you go. Here's the cover. Here, right there. From the Mist of Wolf Creek, 3 stars by Rebecca Brandywine. When her grandmother leaves her the farmhouse where she spent some of her youth, Hallie Muldoon decides to move back to Wolf Creek to fix up the farm. En route, she has a mysterious encounter with a large black wolf. Once there, she meets Aunt Grain and Trace Coltrane, a man she hires to help fix up the farm. When threatening things start happening, the black wolf appears again and saves Hallie from both a peeping Tom and an animal trapped in the woods. Do the strange occurrences have something to do with the death of Hallie's mother years earlier? Brandywine offers a novel and interesting plot, but the ends abruptly, and it's truly slightly unsatisfying. I'm sorry I picked that one then. So that's our look at June 2009. What did you think? Was it good? Gonna see about getting my kitty some help here. Please hit the like and subscribe. Flashback Mondays, Star Trek Fridays, If Then Fridays. Have a good one.